Hi guys, thank you so much for watching. In today's video, in today's reading, I want to take a look at your counterpart, his thoughts, feelings, and next steps towards you. And yeah, I would say let's start. And I want to start looking at his current energy towards you. So let's see what the cards are telling us today about his or her current energy towards you. Ooh, interesting cards. You guys, we have the card Focus. So that means that your counterpart is focusing on something or someone, and I'm pretty sure he's focusing on you. And that's a very, very positive start for this reading, you know. So let's go on and have a look on his thoughts towards you. What are your counterpart's thoughts? What is he thinking about you, about your relationship or your connection? Ooh. Oh. One more card, please. The thoughts of your counterpart towards you. Ooh, okay. We're gonna take the card on the table. Wow. Okay, this is so interesting. Let's place it here. Perfect. So it starts with the clover. And this is a very, very positive card because I see a lot of hope. And a lot of happiness. And I think those are some very big thoughts of your counterpart towards you. I think he knows that he could be very, very happy with you in his life. And I think your connection or relationship could be a very, very positive one. And you could both be very happy together. And I also see hope, as I said. So I think he really hopes that you can have that positive and happy life together. But there is something that blocks this whole situation between you, your connection, you know, your relationship. And that's what we see with this card here. It's the mountain. And the mountain always tells us that there is a problem, you know, that there is something that blocks you too, that blocks this hope for, you know, being happy, having a really nice, happy, positive relationship. And this could be, for example, I mean, later on we're gonna have a look on his feelings and maybe we're gonna see something if there's, you know, like a fear or something. But as I said, this could be a fear. You know, maybe he is afraid to be happy, you know. Maybe he thinks he just doesn't deserve to be happy, you know, in his life. Or maybe he's afraid to have this connection with you, have this relationship with you, because he's afraid of the feelings. You know, maybe he got hurt in the past and now it's very hard for him to open up to you, open up to a new person, you know, open up his heart and just let his feelings out, you know. So what I see here with this card Mountain is that there's definitely something that, you know, blocks your connection. And what is very, very nice to see is that we also have the Lady here, because this is your card, you know? The Lady is your card, this is you. So we're looking at his thoughts, you know, what are his thoughts, your counterpart's thoughts towards you, and the Lady is there. So we can see that he is thinking about you a lot, a lot. You know, you're like constantly in his head, in his mind, and there's not 1 minute, 1 hour that he's not thinking about you. You know, you're like constantly in his thoughts. And this is something that is very, very positive, you know, because if you wouldn't be here as the card of the Lady, you know, in his thoughts, we wouldn't really know if he's still thinking about you, you know, if you're like still important to him. But we do see you here as the Lady, so that means you are still very, very present in his life, you know, and still very important to him. So next up, I want to have a look at his feelings, you know. What is going on inside of his heart? What are his feelings towards you? Okay, I see. Okay. So, you guys, we're gonna start with the Cross. And this is a card that is like very, very interesting because the card could tell us that maybe you and your counterpart are in a very, very special connection, you know. Maybe this could be a karmic relationship between you guys, you know. So something that is very, very deep, you know, very, very special. So maybe he could be your soulmate, you know, your twin flame. Let me know in the comments if you know this already, or if you had this feeling of like, our connection is so different to what I experienced in life or in love before. You know, it feels so different, it feels so special, like the feelings are more deep and more intense, you know, and maybe it was also love at first sight, you know. A lot of karmic relationships are not only like very deep or intense, you know, but it feels like when you first meet the other person, it feels like home. It feels like as you would know this person your entire life, you know. There's such a deep level, deep connection from the very first moment on. So this could definitely be a soulmate, you know, or this could definitely be a karmic relationship between you guys. And we do see the cross here on his feelings or on in his heart. So that means that he also feels that there is something very special about you, about his feelings towards you, and that your connection is super, super special, you know. But in that card, I also see something else. It's also the feeling of like a heavy weight, or, you know, like a burden that you carry on your shoulders. So I think, and this would definitely match with the mountain in his thoughts, that there's a problem on his side, that there's something that blocks him, or just block him being happy with you, or like have this happy life. I think that this deep connection between you guys is something that is completely new for him, and I think maybe for you too. But on his side, it's like the connection and the feelings are so freaking deep that it's very hard for him to I don't even know how I should describe this energy I'm feeling right now, so bear with me at this point. But I think the connection and the emotions, like the love he's feeling for you, is so much and so, like, yeah, overwhelming. I think this is like a really good description of it. It's so overwhelming that it feels like a burden. I don't know if you know what I want to what I want to, or what I'm trying to explain to you, but the feelings that he's feeling right now towards you are so much that he has definitely problems to feel them, if that makes sense, you know, in any way. And so it's very hard for him to manage, you know, what is going on inside his heart. And what we also do see with the anchor is, again, that this connection between you is definitely a karmic relationship, or a karmic connection, you know, like a soulmate connection, because the anchor is a card that tells us there is definitely a very strong bond, you know, between you two. And with the cross, we see this like karmic bond, this karmic connection or relationship. And we also see stability here, you know, stability and security. So those very deep and intense feelings, you know, he is feeling towards you for the first time, you know, in his life, and as I said, for you too, maybe, makes him insecure, you know, in some way, because it is so deep and it's so intense and it's so new, and he doesn't really know how to handle it, you know, how to handle those feelings. And there's also like a deep desire in his heart to have this bond, you know, to have this relationship with you, but at the same time, it makes him insecure, you know. It's as I said, it's like a burden. It feels like a heavy burden that he's like carrying. And maybe, like, I don't know, but it could also be that he has maybe problems in general to be in long-term relationships, or to bond with people, you know. So it could be that he's afraid of it because maybe he got hurt in the past, you know, and now there's like still a wound in his heart, and he's afraid to open up again his heart, to you know, be in a new relationship, because he's constantly thinking about what could maybe happen between you guys in the future, what could go wrong. Would you hurt him like the other person, you know, in the past did, and all those fears and all those, like, you know, thoughts. So I really do see like this feeling of being insecure, you know, and we shouldn't forget about the point that it's, you know, pretty sure that you could be in this karmic relationship. So, as I said, the feelings and the love and the connection you're feeling are a lot deeper than anything you felt before, you know, for someone else, in your love life, whatever. So that means that his insecurities and his maybe fears are 10 times bigger than, I would say, usual, you know. And next up, we have the bouquet. And this card tells us that he definitely wants to talk to you again, you know, text you again. So there's a very, very strong desire in his heart to be in contact with you. So that could mean two things. Maybe you two are in contact right now, you know, and with the bouquet, we're seeing that he wants this contact to continue, you know. And we also see harmony in this card, you know. We also see that he wants to see you, he wants to meet you, you know, he wants to go on a date with you. So, as I said, if you are in contact, he wants that to continue because it feels right to him, you know. There's a big harmony between you guys, you know. You get along very, very well. And I'm not surprised by this, because in a karmic relationship, or in this like maybe soulmate connection you are in, you also have the feeling that you understand the other person without even talking. You know, you just have to take a look in their eyes, and you instantly know what the what the person is like thinking or feeling. You know, this is a very, very special connection, and I'm pretty sure if you experienced that, you know what I'm talking about. The other thing here is, if you two are in no contact right now, we do see here with the bouquet that he wants to contact you, you know, in the next time, because he's longing for this. He's longing for, you know, the contact between you. He wants to text you. He wants to hear your voice. He just wants to see you, you know, go on dates with you again. And this is something that he really, really desires, you know. Whew, okay. So, last but not least, let's take a look at his next step, or his next steps towards you. Let's see what the cards are telling us. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Very interesting. So let's see. That is so interesting, because now it makes sense why we have this focus energy right here. I will come back to this card at the end. So yeah, we're gonna start with the first card, and this is the ring. And the ring has this, you know, relationship energy in it. It means that, and now we're taking a look at your counterpart next steps towards you, you know, in your connection, in your situation. So that means he wants this relationship with you. And this is something that we already saw in his thoughts, you know, with the clover and with you, the lady. We saw that he knows that the relationship or the connection between you guys could be so beautiful and so positive, and he could be very, very happy with you in his life, you know, as his partner, as his, you know, future wife, future husband, whatever, you know. So this is definitely something that he wants. And we also saw it here on his heart area with the anchor, you know. There is already this bond he's feeling because of maybe this karmic relationship with you, and he's longing for this, you know, longing for this bond. He wants to have a stability between you guys, like in your connection. So we do see that he's definitely interested in being in a relationship with you. But there's a but in here, you know. And there's definitely a problem. We saw it here, you know, the mountain. And this is what we see in those two cards. We have the book and the snake. And the book always tells us that there are definitely some insecurities, you know. So when we're going to take a look at his next steps towards you, we do see with the ring that he really wants this connection. He really wants this relationship with you. You know, he wants it. It's not that he's insecure about if he wants it or not. Not that he's like insecure about his feelings, you know, if there's a bond between you. No. Because we saw it, you know, there's definitely a strong, you know, emotional bond between you guys, you know, and he's feeling that. He's definitely feeling it. But the problem is that there's an insecurity that has to do with this card here. And this is the snake. And we also have two things here that could be the message of this card. The snake could be another person, you know. So maybe another female person. And this could maybe be his mother, you know. Maybe he has some traumas, you know, from the childhood. Maybe a toxic relationship with his mother that caused him that now in his like adult life he has got problems to bond with other female persons, you know, because the relationship that you have with your mother as a man, you know, is the first that you have with the other sex, or you know, the other, like a female person. And this could cause a lot of problems if that relationship goes wrong, or something bad happens, you know, trust issues, or I don't know, any kind of fear of bonding, fear of going into relationships, you know. So this could definitely be maybe a problem that he has with his mother that caused traumas. and the problems that he has right now in your connection or with you in your connection. But the snake could also be another female person, so maybe like an ex-girlfriend, you know, or an ex-wife. And this is what I said in the beginning of this reading. Maybe he had some very, very bad experiences, some very negative experiences in the past with love, open up his heart to someone, and being in relationships, you know. And maybe this ex-girlfriend or this, you know, female person he was dating really hurt his feelings. And now he has those insecurities to open up, you know, again to someone else, especially with you, because you are in this karmic connection and the feelings are so much bigger, so much stronger, deeper, you know, more intense. Yeah, this is definitely the problem, or that, yeah, thing that blocks you from being happy, or him from being happy with you, because he's too insecure, you know, about being in that relationship with you, or just being in a relationship again, you know. So this is what I do see here. His next steps, and this is very, very interesting, he definitely wants to have this relationship with you. This is for sure. But there are so many insecurities that maybe came from another, you know, person, his mother, his ex-girlfriend, whatever. And that, oh, I forgot the second thing in this card. First, it could be, as I said, another person, another female person. But the snake is also very, very similar to the mountain and tells us there are definitely, you know, problems here, complications, some things that he has to solve before he can go in this relationship with you, you know. And it also feels like a little entanglement, you know, I don't know. So I think, and now it's the time to come back to this current energy he is in. You know, we had this card focus, and in the beginning I was saying that your counterpart is focusing on something or someone. And I think we also have two things here. You know, he's definitely focusing on you, and he's definitely focusing on your connection. You know, we saw this here. The lady, like your card, is in his thoughts. You're constantly present in his mind, you know. He's like constantly feeling this bond, this karmic relationship, or this karmic connection with you. You know, he's constantly feeling this. And he's like, he desires, you know, this bond, and he's longing for this and for contact and being near you and to see you, to meet you again, to date you again, you know, all that, to have you very, very close to him. So the first focus, or maybe the main focus that I'm seeing here, is you. He is definitely focusing on you, focusing on your relationship that he really wants, you know, in the future. But there's something else that we do see here that he is focusing on. And this is definitely his insecurities, you know, and the problems that block him to open up his heart completely, you know, to you, to let this, I don't know how I should describe it, to just let the feelings out, to let the feelings flow, to be positive and really go in that relationship, you know, without any problems, without any burdens, you know, without any insecurities. And I think that is something that is really, really important, because if he would close his eyes and if he would be trying to not focusing on those problems that he has or those insecurities, you know, nothing could change between you guys, and you maybe wouldn't be able to live this connection, you know, to live this relationship. So I'm very happy that we do see that he's focusing on those problems, because that means that there's a chance that he is healing this. You know, to heal something, you have to know what is going wrong, you know. So I'm very happy that we do see that he's focusing on you, and you are definitely like a big part of his future. But he's also focusing on his problems, on those things that blocks him, you know, to open up his heart completely for you, for this connection, for your relationship. And this is so important, to heal those things, you know, that maybe in the future there's this possibility that you two can really connect, you know, connect on the inside, you know, connect your hearts, but also connect on the outside, you know, have and really live this relationship. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you like this reading, if you wanna see more of those readings, thoughts, feelings, and next steps of your counterpart towards you. If you do have ideas for other readings that I could make for you, or if you have questions, you know, because you're in a situation where you need some help from the universe and from the cards, I would love to help you in a collective reading here on YouTube. So let me know in the comments if and what you want to see next. So thank you again so much for watching. Have a beautiful day, and I'm very happy to see you again in my next reading. Bye guys!